There's something about visiting your local supermarket that inspires you to create some mouth-watering meals at home. For today's inspo, I'm here at the South Fremantle IGA. They're a family-owned business that are all about dedication to local produce. Let's go check it out. On my mind today is an Amelia Park lamb shoulder, perfect for the cooler months ahead. So Paul, tell me what's good about being a butcher.
Working out at South Fremantle IGA, you get to meet heaps of nice people. They come in asking questions about different cuts of meat, and you can advise them on how to cook. Well, we only sell the freshest produce available. We have a really good customer service, and we support local communities.
That sounds great. And tell me what's good this week.
Lamb shoulder from Amelia Park. They are semi-boned and trimmed up really nice.
Hey, that sounds great. You've got me excited. I'm going to grab some of this. Thanks so much.
Thanks, mate.
All right, guys, well, that's my shopping sorted. I've got a beautiful piece of Amelia Park lamb shoulder, which I can't wait to cook with. Let's head to the kitchen. I'm going to be making my cumin-spiced lamb skewers with a really easy yogurt flatbread. So to start, I'm going to prep the lamb, and what I'm going to do is nicely trim all those little bits of fat off it. I'm going to cut these into little cubes about 2.5 centimeters in size. I'm going to set that aside and work on my marinade. So I'm just going to grab my mortar and pestle, and I'm adding to this some cumin seeds. I've also got some fennel seeds and some coriander, some ground chili powder for a nice kick, a bit of salt, and some caster sugar. And we're just going to give that a good kind of mix. All right, so now that all the spices are finely ground, I'm gonna add that to the meat along with some other ingredients. So next I'm gonna add some light soy sauce for some seasoning. And finally I'm gonna add some cornstarch to bind all that together and give it a nice silky texture. And I think the best thing here is to go in with your hands, give it a good mix, make sure it's all nice and well combined. So what I'm gonna do now is cover this, put this into the fridge and let it sit to marinate for about 2 hours, or ideally overnight. So a really tasty way to eat the lamb skewers, I think, is with a flatbread. So I've got some self-raising flour. You don't really need a recipe here. It's equal parts self-raising flour and equal parts Greek yogurt. And the third ingredient is basically just a pinch of salt. So I'm gonna add that in, I'm gonna give that a good mix. Then what I'm going to do is turn it onto the bench and knead it until it all comes together. All right, so my lamb's been marinating for about 2 hours. We're going to make our skewers, but first, I also have a bit of red onion just to freshen this up. I'm going to chop these into nice big chunks just to thread in between the lamb. And what I'm going to do is alternate between the lamb and the onion. So my yogurt flatbread dough has been resting for about 15 minutes. So I'll portion this out into about 6 pieces. I've got 2 pieces of baking paper and a little bit of olive oil. So I'm gonna drizzle that onto my baking paper. I've got my portion of dough right here. Just kind of get it coated in that olive oil so it doesn't stick. And the other piece of paper directly on top of it. I'm gonna flatten that just using my rolling pin. And the best thing to do here is to put this directly onto a hot pan. And really, I just look at the color, so when it's nice and golden, it should be ready. Whilst the flatbread's cooking, I'm just gonna drizzle on a little bit of oil onto my griddle pan. Once it's nice and hot, these skewers can go straight down. So I've just been cooking them for about 3 to 4 minutes until nice and charred, and I reckon we're ready to plate up. Awesome. And just to finish, a nice drizzle of olive oil, and that's our dish done. Cumin-spiced lamb skewers with my 3-ingredient yogurt flatbread. I think this is perfect for the family. For this recipe, head to our website and look out for Amelia Park lamb shoulder in your local WA IGA supermarket, which will be on special from this Wednesday, the 27th of April.